State agencies like the Department of Education spent some 190% more on travel this year than last. Peyton Lewis is in studio tonight. She did some digging into those numbers to tell us why they're much higher. Peyton?
JR, this year state agencies spent $47 million in travel expenses for in-state and out-of-state travel. Tonight, I looked at who spent the most and why travel for state agencies is necessary.
Statewide, the total was 16.2 million. 16.2 million. This year's 47. I don't want to see it continue. It will.
State Comptroller General Richard Eckstrom says spending towards travel for state agencies went up by almost 200% in the last year. With the rage of the pandemic dying down a bit this year, he says state agencies have felt more comfortable to travel in and out of state again. Before the onset of the pandemic in 2017 and 18, state agencies spent $81 million on travel. But Eckstrom wants to challenge directors of these agencies not to let this much spending happen again.
The reason I am challenging the agency heads to clip 5% off what they spent this year is to just call to their attention, look, you didn't have to travel near as much last year.
The agency that spent the most in travel money this year was Clemson University, with their total coming to $7.4 million. Next in line was USC at $5.1 million. The House of Representatives spent $1.2 million, almost tying with the State Department of Education. I spoke with Senator Josh Kimbrell about why these agencies need to travel.
Start looking at the $47 million and you realize, okay, there are conferences, there's travel, there's expenses related to the state doing its business, and it's good we're back to business.
There are 130 agencies in the state that travel each year. He says he can understand a trip out of town for certain kinds of business, but not anything extravagant.
Well, it depends on which state agency. I mean, let me give you an example. If it's the Commerce Department going to meet with BMW in Germany about expanding their plant in Spartanburg here, that's a rational use of travel dollars. If it's the Department of Revenue having a learning session in the Bahamas, which, by the way, I'm not saying they've done that would be a problem.
The Comptroller General says he and his staff will keep a close eye on travel expenses over the next year and are looking forward to seeing the numbers for 2023. Eckstrom says the lifted travel restrictions and less of a COVID risk are likely why travel costs were so much higher this year. However, he is hoping that more agencies participate in things virtually and really consider travel before spending the money. Reporting live in studio, Peyton Lewis, News 19 WLTX.